Hi guys, welcome back to Into the Light, a different life story. Today is 10 tips in 10 minutes with Dawn Dines. Welcome back, Dawn. Lovely to have you here.
Thank you very much for inviting me back on with you. My 10 tips in 10 minutes. Now, I am on a mission to stamp out drink spiking across the globe. It's a personal passion of mine. So, what is drink spiking? Drink spiking occurs when a person deliberately adds alcohol or another drug to a drink without the knowledge of the person who will be drinking it. How big a problem is drink spiking? Drink spiking is a hugely underreported problem that affects people the world over. It's impossible to get exact statistics for drink spiking because most cases aren't even reported to the police. Yet year by year, increasingly, according to the UK police forces, drink spiking is going up. In a recent survey, we found out that 98% of people who thought they'd been spiked didn't report it to the police. What's the most common substance used to spike drinks? Well, alcohol is the most commonly used substance to spike a drink, and often it's not done maliciously. It may be somebody thinking they're doing their mate a favour by adding them extra booze, or they may think it's funny, just as a prank. And just recently, a survey run by a university in the UK showed that 1 in 3 students have had their drink spiked. Now, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is something we really need to be hitting on. So, date rape drugs, what are they? We've got GHB, which is a tranquilizer, best known as Rohypnol. We've got Valium, which is diazepam. And we've got ketamine, which is often being used now. The biggest worry about people using these drugs is that they are much more dangerous when mixed with alcohol. So potentially this could lead you into a coma and potentially even death. Now, these drugs are often used for robbery as well as rape. How are these drugs added, which is obviously quite important? Now, these substances will normally be slyly added to somebody's drink without them knowing. Maybe if they leave their drink to go to the toilet, they go to dance, go out for a cigarette. These can be in a form of a powder, a liquid, or a tablet. Sometimes they're odorless, they're tasteless, colourless, and they can be added anywhere at any time to an unprotected drink. So an uncovered or an unwatched glass is an invitation to a potential drink spiker. Okay, what are the effects of these drugs? Really important. A big problem with telling if someone has been spiked is that many of the symptoms of spiking can be the same effects of recreational drugs or too much alcohol. So although symptoms may depend on which substance has been used, this is what normally will happen. You'll have lowered inhibitions. You'll have difficulty concentrating or speaking. You'll have loss of balance and you'll find it hard to move. You'll have visual problems, particularly blurred vision. Memory loss, which is the most frightening part of getting your drink spiked. Total blackouts. You'll feel confused, disorientated, particularly if you've woken up and you've had the date rape drugs in your system. Paranoia. You will have a feeling of fear, of distrust of others, especially after the event. You could have hallucinations, and we have been told that some people, because the mix has really affected them, they have what we call an out-of-body experience. It would be really normal to be nauseous, vomiting, and you'll probably wet yourself as well. This is, and then if it's really severe, you will be rendered unconscious. So, who is most at risk from drink spiking? Anybody can have their drink spiked, but according to statistics, over 70% of victims are female, and the majority of those are under 25 years old. Really important question. How can I prevent my drink from being spiked? So our advice at Stop Tops is never leave your drink unattended. Always keep an eye on your friends' drinks. Don't accept a drink from somebody you don't know. And if you do, make sure you're at the bar with them when they order the drink, so you're there to see it get passed to you. Consider sticking to bottled drinks and definitely avoid punch bowls or jugs of cocktails. This is going back to the olden days when everybody used to put extra alcohol in the punch bowl to try and get the party started. So if there's drugs in that bowl, to be really careful. Don't give out your address, obviously, to somebody you've just met. If you think your drink's been tampered with, don't drink it. And this is probably the most important message that I can share with you today on these 10 minutes. If you think that your drink has been spiked and you start feeling slurry, your vision starts to go, and you know that you haven't drunk any too much alcohol, or you haven't taken any recreational drugs, you need to get to a trusted member of staff or a trusted friend really quickly. You've only got a small window of time until you get to safety, because if not, the person who spiked your drink will easily be able to leave a venue with you because you won't be able to put up a fight. That's probably my number one piece of advice for today. Obviously, before you go out, let someone know where you're going, what time you expect to be home, make plans for your journey home. If you're traveling abroad, make sure you're aware of the local area where you can find help. And if you start to feel strange or drunk, like I've said, obviously get help immediately. Is there anything else I can do to protect my drink? Well, obviously, Stop Tops are versatile drink protectors that have been designed to deter drink spiking. They're single-use, recyclable, sticky foil tops with a slit in the middle for a straw. They'll cover most glasses, bottles, smaller glasses, or a can. It just makes it more difficult for anybody to be able to slyly add anything into your drink. But of course, the number one tip, never leave your drink unattended. What should you do if you think you've been spiked with drugs? Okay, immediately tell somebody you trust. Call for urgent help. In the UK, we would say call 999, but in different countries, obviously, there'll be different emergency numbers. Be wary of accepting help from a stranger, because don't leave with anybody you don't know, because that could have been the person who spiked your drink. If you feel unwell, go to the nearest accident and emergency department, nearest hospital. Tell the medical staff that you think your drink has been spiked. Arrange for a trusted friend or relative to take you home, stay with you until the drugs have fully left your system. Report it to the police as soon as you can. They may ask you to provide blood and urine samples. Most date rape drugs actually leave your system between 24 to 72 hours later. So again, it's really important for you to be tested as soon as possible. So that's my advice, my 10 bits of information for you in 10 minutes to try and help safeguard young people, middle-aged people, older people. This can happen to anybody, but please look out for yourself, look out for your friends, and let's try and stop these drink spikers in their tracks.
Dawn, thank you so much for this beautiful summary. And it's such an important mission that you're on. And my heart goes out to you for the energy that you put in there into educating people, both young people and parents alike, against all naysayers, against all people who want to diminish your take away the wind out of your sails. No, you're doing such an important, beautiful job, and for that I thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you again for coming onto my show.
Oh, thank you.
You guys out there, look after yourself. Absolutely. Bye.